Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're pulling back the curtain on something pretty much everyone deals with at some point.
Right.
The application process for major banks. Thinking about opening an account maybe? Or even aiming for a career there?
Happens all the time.
We're going to zero in on Standard Bank and Stanbic Bank today. Now, they're two big names, obviously, but they're under the same parent group, the Standard Bank Group.
Which has some interesting implications.
Exactly. It means they often share, well, surprisingly similar ways of doing things, their application approaches. And spoiler alert, it's heavily digital now.
Oh, very much so.
So our goal today is simple. Give you a clear sort of insider's view of what you should expect. We'll walk through those sometimes tricky steps and highlight the digital trends changing how we bank and apply for jobs. Okay, let's really dig into this.
Yeah, and it's a fascinating study in corporate strategy, isn't it? You have this huge global group, Standard Bank, and they need to strike that balance. Standard processes across Africa, but also, fitting the local needs in each country.
How do they manage that?
Well, for instance, they often use a shared core banking system. So the risk assessment, whether you're getting a personal account in, say, Kenya, or a business loan down in South Africa,
Right.
it often uses similar central logic. That can mean kind of behind the scenes, there's consistency in approvals, speed.
Interesting. So similar tech underneath.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But, and this is key, the specific documents you need. That can definitely change. Depends where you are, what product you want, or, the job you're after.
Okay, that's a crucial point. It's not just one size fits all. Even with the shared group structure, those local details matter.
Definitely.
Now think back maybe 10 years ago, opening a bank account. That meant a trip downtown, right?
Paperwork galore.
Forms, waiting. It took ages. Today, that whole journey often starts right here in your pocket on your phone.
The digital shift is huge.
So let's trace those digital steps. This is increasingly the main way, the default path. So you've decided, I need a bank account. The first thing you hit isn't a paper form. It's usually an online eligibility check.
Like a quick pre-screen.
Exactly. A digital handshake just to see if you meet the basics. Get past that, and then comes the personal information.
Usual stuff.
Yeah, your full name, date of birth, phone, email, your physical address. Seems simple enough, right?
So far, so good.
But it's after this where things get, well, really interesting, where the tech and security really kick in.
Ah, the verification part.
Yes. Identity verification.
Yeah.
This is where you see that blend of old and new. You upload photos of your ID, a national card, passport, whatever's valid. That's pretty standard.
We're used to that online.
But the modern twist, often it's a live selfie.
A live selfie. What exactly does that entail?
It's not just snapping a picture. It's a real-time video capture, usually just a few seconds, and it uses clever AI.
AI.
Liveness detection. It checks if it's really you, a live person, moving slightly, blinking maybe, not just a photo of a photo or some deepfake trying to fool the system.
Wow. Okay, so it's actively checking for life signs, essentially.
Precisely. It's a serious step up in security, trying to stop identity theft right at the gate.
And that makes sense. The underlying reason for all this checking, the ID uploads, that live selfie, it all comes down to know your customer regulations. KYC.
KYC, right? You hear that term a lot.
We do. And it's not just bank red tape. It's fundamental to financial security globally. It's how banks fight money laundering, stop terrorist financing, prevent identity fraud. By knowing who their customers really are, banks act as gatekeepers.
Protecting the whole system, not just themselves.
Exactly. It's a huge responsibility these institutions carry.
It really is, and it shows the level of trust involved. But does all this digital checking, ever create hassles for the actual user trying to open an account?
That's the balancing act, isn't it? Security versus convenience.
Beyond the ID, you'll also need proof of address, usually a recent utility bill, another bank statement, something official with your address on it.
Standard procedure.
And then there's proof of income or source of funds. This helps the bank understand sort of the money flow they can expect in the account.
And that proof of income part, it can be flexible, right?
Yeah.
It's not always just about a salary.
Good point. How does that work?
Well, banks are getting better at this. If you're employed traditionally, yes, a payslip or an employer letter often does the trick.
Simple enough.
But if you're a freelancer or you run your own small business or have income from different places,
which is more and more common these days.
Absolutely. Then they'll often accept things like detailed bank statements showing regular income or maybe even tax returns. They want to see a consistent, legitimate source.
So they're trying to get a fuller picture.
Exactly. It's less about being nosy, more about meeting regulations and understanding your financial profile, maybe for future credit or services.
Got it. And amidst all this high-tech stuff, there's still one bit that feels a bit old school, but delivered digitally, the specimen signature.
Ah, yes. The signature. Still important.
Apparently so. But instead of signing a card at the branch, you typically just sign clearly on a plain white piece of paper and upload a photo of it.
Okay. So a digital version of the traditional signature card.
Pretty much. It ensures your unique signature is on file, even if most things are PNs and biometrics now.
Makes sense to have it recorded.
So once all that's done, personal info, ID uploads, address proof, income proof, that signature image, you get to the final steps.
The home stretch.
A final review and submission. You check everything, often sign electronically to confirm it's all correct.
Like an e-signature.
Yeah. And the really good part, for many standard accounts, once they approve it, account activation can be incredibly fast.
Almost instant sometimes.
Often, yes. You can start using the app, digital banking, almost right away. It's a world away from waiting days for letters and cards.
That speed and convenience, it's undeniable. But like you said, it's built on all those digital steps. The eligibility check, the live selfie, the income verification. It really shows that balancing act. They make it easier for you, the customer.
Streamlined.
While keeping security incredibly tight and meeting all those regulations.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder, though.
What's that?
How much further will this integration go? Our digital selves, our financial selves. What does it mean for accessibility versus maybe control in the future?
That is a deep question, a really good one to think about. Okay, so we've walked through the digital path for personal banking.
Right.
But let's flip the coin. What about getting a job there? Does that same focus on efficiency, digital checks, strong security apply when Standard Bank Group hires people?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great point because the parallels are definitely there. Maybe even stronger.
Stronger? How so?
Well, think about it. All those principles, trust, verifying data, being efficient, they become even more critical when you're bringing someone inside the organization.
Right. They'll have access to systems, data.
Exactly. So the job application process, also very digital, very structured.
Okay, so take us through it. If you want to join the team at Standard Bank or Stanbic, where do you start?
It almost always begins online on their specific careers portal. You need to create an online profile.
Your digital CV hub, essentially.
Precisely. This is where you upload your resume, naturally, but also usually a copy of your ID document.
Like for the bank account?
Often, yes. And your educational certificates, qualifications, that sort of thing. It's your first impression, digitally speaking.
So getting that profile right is key, complete and accurate.
Absolutely crucial. Once that profile's set up, then you can do the job search and application part.
Browsing the openings.
Yeah, looking for roles that match your skills, your experience, what you're looking for. The portals are usually pretty good, let you filter by location, job type.
Makes it easier to find the right fit in such a big company.
Definitely. Now, here's a really significant part of their process, especially for, let's say, entry-level to maybe mid-level roles. Online assessments.
The tests. People always talk about these.
They do. And they're not just checking what you know from your CV. They're trying to gauge how you think, how you solve problems.
What kinds of tests are we talking about?
Well, you often see numerical reasoning. Can you handle data, interpret charts, basic financial math? Essential in banking, right?
Non-negotiable, I'd imagine.
Then verbal reasoning. Understanding written information, thinking critically about it. Again, vital for policies, client emails.
Makes sense.
But the ones that are perhaps most revealing are the situational judgment tests.
How you'd handle workplace scenarios.
Exactly. They give you realistic, sometimes tricky workplace situations, ethical dilemmas, client issues, team conflicts.
And you have to choose the best course of action.
Usually, yes. Or rank options. They're trying to see if your judgment, your approach fits their culture and their values, how you'd likely behave on the job.
That's quite insightful. So it's not just skills, but also fit and behavior.
Right. And what's fascinating about these assessments, from the bank's perspective, is they offer an objective layer.
Beyond the CV.
Yeah. A CV shows past experience. These tests can suggest future potential, aptitude, problem-solving ability, even cultural alignment, before they even spend time interviewing.
So it helps them screen candidates more efficiently.
And perhaps more fairly. It can help identify talent that might not have the perfect traditional background, but has the right core skills and thinking style. It's data-driven hiring in a way.
Interesting. Okay, so you get through the online tests. What's next? Things get serious now, I assume.
Very serious. The next stage is pre-employment screening. And believe me, they are thorough.
I bet. This is banking, after all. Trust is everything.
Precisely. So these background checks are extensive. They leave no stone unturned.
What exactly do they check?
Several key things. First, they'll do a meticulous verification of your identity again and confirm all your educational qualifications. Does everything on your CV actually check out?
Making sure you are who you say you are and you did what you said you did.
Exactly. Then critically, they run checks on your credit history and any criminal records. This is absolutely standard and non-negotiable for finance roles.
Understandable. You can't have someone handling money or sensitive data with major red flags there.
Absolutely not. And finally, they'll do a detailed confirmation of your past employment, contacting previous employers, verifying dates, roles, sometimes performance via references.
Wow, that is comprehensive.
It really is. And stepping back, the sheer depth of these checks just highlights the level of trust and integrity needed in this sector. Banks handle people's money, their sensitive data. Every single employee needs to be not just capable, but completely trustworthy. It protects the bank, its customers, the whole system.
It's a high bar, but a necessary one.
For sure.
Okay, so assuming you clear that rigorous screening, then come the interviews, right?
Yes. Usually one or more rounds. Could be with HR, the hiring manager, maybe even senior leaders, depending on the role.
And what's the focus there? Still testing or more conversational?
It's often focused on behavioral and situational questions. Tell me about a time when, or how would you handle this hypothetical situation?
Competency-based interviewing.
Exactly. They want real examples of your skills, your problem solving, how you collaborate, how you fit the team and the company culture. They're digging deeper than the CV or the tests.
Testing your real-world application of skills.
Precisely.
And if you impress them through all of that, the final steps.
The reward. A formal offer is made. This will detail the job, the salary, benefits, start date, everything.
The official welcome.
And then, just before you start, there's usually a structured onboarding process, getting you set up with systems, introducing you to the culture, policies, your team, making sure you're ready for day one.
Getting you integrated smoothly.
Exactly.
Wow. What a detailed journey we've covered today. From just wanting a basic bank account
Right.
to aiming for a full-blown career with giants like Standard Bank and Stanbic Bank.
Two sides of the same coin in many ways.
Totally. And the big themes that kept coming up. First, just how digital everything is now. Sophisticated digital tools are everywhere.
Almost every step involves tech.
Second, the absolute critical role of verification. ID checks, those live selfies, really deep background checks for jobs.
Trust, but verify. Extensively.
And third, just the sheer level of detail required. It's all designed for security, for regulatory compliance, and making sure the fit is right, whether it's a customer or an employee.
A complex ecosystem.
Indeed. Well, we really hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture, a better roadmap if you're navigating these processes yourself. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And maybe, as you think about all this, consider this final point. We've talked about incredibly detailed digital verification, right? For accounts, for jobs. Think about AI-driven live selfies, confirming your physical identity, background checks, looking into your credit, even criminal records. When our digital identities become this integrated, this thoroughly headed, what does that fundamentally mean for our personal data privacy?
And maybe even more significantly, what are the knock-on effects? For financial inclusion, for professional opportunities, especially for people who might struggle with some aspect of this increasingly digitized, heavily verified world, something to really ponder.